We came down here from Ohio about 15 years ago. We've been going to wrestling ever since. We left 9 years ago and went back to Ohio, and we just came back 10 years ago because wrestling's terrific here. Up there, they're sissies. They're afraid to put holes on. And Nick Kozak has the greatest airplane spin, and the way they put the sleep holes on here is just fantastic. And up there, they're afraid to wrestle, and everything here in Houston is just great about wrestling. We love it better than any other sport. And it is not phony or put on, and I defy anybody to say it is. It is really great.
In they did when I was a boy, but they forget that they don't do anything the way they did when he was a boy, or the way I was a boy, or anybody else. The fact is that wrestling's been a popular sport in this country, let's say, for about 100 years. But as a spectator sport, it has grown from the country fair and from county fairs and various things that have taken place in the same proportion that other spectator sports like baseball and basketball and football and boxing have grown. We've grown right along with them. Wrestling had a tremendous period of popularity back in around 1930s, 29, 30, 31, during the Depression, when people were spending money carefully. Well, we have a reputation in Texas for having wide open rules, but I think that this is true in many, many areas. Some areas commissions are particularly tight on rules, but the fans are responsible for the rules. Much more than the commission, much more than the referees or anybody else, much more than the wrestlers. Matchmakers are going to match people whose styles attract the fans. If fans come out in great numbers to see rough wrestlers, then they're going to get rough wrestling. Conversely, if they come around and plead that they want to see fast and scientific wrestlers in action, then you're going to have the matchmaker trying to make an effort to please them. But he soon discovers that those who ask for that type of wrestling don't even come out and see it on a rainy night, that people much prefer the wide open style, the rough style, or as they say in some parts of the country, the Texas style of wrestling.
Coming to the wrestling matches?
Well, I've been coming for about 3 years.
3 years? Why do you come?
Well, first time I came, I met Wahoo, and I began to like it, so I started coming every Friday. And I just got to like it. I don't know what you like about it. It's exciting. You know, it gives you something to holler about. And, well, I just like to holler. Sometimes I like, no, take that one for instance. I don't like it. I wish it come back, go back to where it came from. They cheat. No, I don't like it. I like the good guys. The bad guys, they cheat too much. One of these days, I'm planning on getting a wrestler. And I plan to be the good guy, no bad guys at all. Any bad guys, I would take care of them like Bull Curry would.
Put a spot on me. Ready. Ready.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I have loved Bull Curry for almost 23 years. And if he can love like he can fight, I would love to take him home with me.
What are wrestling fans like? Well, Jack, wrestling fans are like people. They are the finest people in the world, truly. This is the way I find them. We certainly have a composite of all the different strata of society, you might say. People of all different financial classes and social classes and colors and everything. They meet at wrestling. They become friends. They meet week after week, same people sitting in the same seats. We have the president of banks, we have doctors and lawyers, and we have the fellow who sells the newspapers, and we even have college professors who come to our wrestling. You wouldn't really think that. One of them is operating the camera right now. We attract youngsters. And we have oldsters. We have people who are 80, 85 years of age who come to wrestling and come religiously every week. Wouldn't miss it. Matter of fact, I think the idea of coming down every week keeps them alive in half of the cases.
Because, boy, I mean, anybody wants to go out for a good evening entertainment, because you release tension. Because my doctor told me I cheated him. I've always been going to take shots for my nerve. And he says, "You've been cheating me. Where you been?" I said, "Well, I go to wrestling, screech and holler, and release that tension." He said, "Well, you can do that without taking shots." He said, "That's better than taking these dadgum shots."
I've taken about around 90 snaps of the wrestling last week.
Very good.
Last week. I'm turning them too fast.
No, you're doing fine.
I had one here. He gave up because he got choked with his finger. So, that one he threw it over his back. Threw him over his back, picked him up, threw him over to his back. And this is, did Kochek run in his legs and been thrown by it, tripping him by his legs. So that's action. You get it?
Well, I've been a wrestling fan for many, many years. And, well, my husband got a pass for me to come to wrestling when I was in the hospital. And we came down one night, but I wasn't as strong as I thought I was. And we had to leave before wrestling was over. And another reason that I think wrestling has benefited my life is because one Friday night on December the 10th, my husband went to get a check cash so we could come to the wrestling matches. And while I was sitting in the couch, this colored man came in, and I took my glasses off and put them under the couch because I knew there would be trouble. And he took me by the top of my hair and pulled me all the way into the bedroom. He hit me and knocked me back across the bed. And he started unbuttoning his trousers. And I jumped up and kicked him in the groin as hard as I could. And I told him I would fight him with the last breath in my body before I would submit to him. And I used every hold in wrestling that I've ever seen. And he told me he would kill me. And he choked and beat me. He said he would kill me. But I kept fighting. I used every hold that I've ever seen in wrestling.
How long y'all been coming to wrestling?
Oh, I've been coming for 2 months. I've been coming for 2 years.
2 years? What do you like about it?
The wrestlers. The wrestlers. You get to talk to them, and they're nice.
Where do you get, you mean out here you get to talk?
Oh, well, like when they give you your autograph, you can ask for their autograph, and they're nice enough to talk to you. They're not stuck up. They don't act like they're gods or something. And they're real people. They're nice to me.
Redneck scene, he's A number one in my book.
You think he's going to beat Thunderbolt tonight?
He's gonna give him a run for his money.
Why do you like Red?
Why, he's a good wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
What makes him good?
Well, he's just nice and active. He's just a good wrestler, please. I like him. I wish you'd put him on as a ref here.
What do you think of Thunderbolt?
That son of...
Tell me, come on.
You want to put it on there?
Yeah.
That's somebody will knock him in the head. All right. What's going on, boys? All right.
This is your first main event of the evening. 2 hours, 3 falls, 60-minute time limit for the Texas Heavyweight Championship. Every wrestler team loses, he loses himself. If King Thunderbolt loses, he loses the crown that he wears proudly on his head. Your contestant, wears for 261 pounds, the challenger, King Thunderbolt. And your number one opponent, 231 pounds, the Texas Heavyweight Champion from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Lion Red Messi.
So he adopts a style that is going to, at least if it's not going to make people cheer for him, it will make them remember him. The really fatal part is not being remembered. Having people leave the arena at night and say, oh, what's his name? And I can't even think of him. Very often fans will boo tactics, but what they are really booing is not so much the tactic itself, but they don't like the person to use it against their favorite. You take that same man, put him in against somebody who's tough and rugged, he can do exactly the same thing and they'll cheer him to the echo. It's like throwing the Christians to the lions. It just depends which Christian you threw and to which lion.
Here's the heart, the main, the motor. This nerve here and these nerves here, this one here is called the left and right phrenic nerve. This one here is called the left and right vagus nerve. Both these nerves are vital in activating the heart, which is a muscle. Therefore, conveying blood to the left carotid artery, which is the main conveyor from the heart to the brain, conveys the blood to the brain. What happens when I employ, execute, punch? It is not a punch. Now, I thought I made that clear last week, but what happens, these nerves that I explained a while ago are deadened. They collapse. Therefore, the heart is not active, just slightly active, and therefore cuts the flow of blood through the main, called the left carotid artery, stop the flow of blood through the brain, therefore causing unconsciousness. Therefore causing unconsciousness and defeat to my opponent. Now this is how it's whole. It's a simple matter. Now, if it's confusing for some of you more dense people out there, is this confusing to you? Are you listening? Some of you more dense people out there that don't understand, more illiterate, whatever it is. Like I explained last week, it's a simple matter. The heart is a motor, and you, or let's say the battery, and you disconnect the battery, therefore the car does not run. That's how simple it is. Now, as you can tell, Mr. Bosch, I have studied this very carefully. It took many years of study, and I know exactly what I'm talking about.
We were all surprised at the lack of discretion of the crusher, even for a man of his temperament, when he turned his wrath on Danny McShane. McShane, as a referee, disqualified him for use of the heart punch. Now, there's no official ruling on this blow, and since this wallop sidelined Danny for 3 weeks, it convinced him that he made the right decision. Now, whether it should be barred or not, people have been calling for holds to be barred, I guess, since Kane wrestled Abel. But they called for Strangler Lewis's headlock to be barred and swore that this was something that was just too dangerous to ever be used in the ring. They've done this with a series of holds, depending on which had excited them at the moment. But wrestling has a way of finding methods to block dangerous things. It's a flexible sport. It's a great means of self-defense. It's the best means of self-defense because of its flexibility and the fact that it depends only on a man's ability with his own weapons, his hands and his feet. Now, if you were going to bar everything, you'd soon have a sterile sport in which nothing would be really effective because it had never been used to its full extent. I'm not advocating injury-producing things, but all things produce injury of some kind. And men must be strong enough and stout enough to stand it.
Ladies and gentlemen, when Stan Stasiak, first his publicity preceded him in coming here, I come up here and I told you, Mr. Bosch, I told you people out there that the hold that he uses, the heart punch that he uses should be banned. And I am here to maintain the same thing again. I think you should condemn this hold because he uses a fist. And one of these days he's going to hurt somebody, he's going to kill somebody, and I mean this. I am dead serious.
Of course, there have been a lot of opinions on this, that it is legal or is not legal, that it's above the waist, and there are...
Now, I don't care. He says he hits with the palm of the hand. No, sir, ladies, he uses a fist. I've been on the receiving end twice, Paul, and it's to the heart, with the fist. And this hold should be banned. The man should not be allowed to use it. I think he's not using it.
What are you talking about, you pipsqueak? Listen! What do you mean, bar my hold?
You heard what I said.
It is an established fact that it is above the belt, in the vicinity of the heart, with an open hand, with the palm of the hand, and not the fist, like you say. You're nothing but a liar.
I've been on the receiving end twice.
A liar.
I've received it twice.
And nobody is going to bar it.
He should be banned.
Nobody
should be banned.
Whether or not the hold... Now look here, what's the big idea of pulling something like
He's
that?
nothing but a liar.
Yeah, I don't care whether he's a liar.
He's nothing but a liar. I prove that it is not a punch.
You haven't
it is
proven
a palm of the hand.
anything. I'll tell you, I'm going to join the bandwagon and
What are you going to do?
If you're going to be pulling...
What are you going to do?
You heard what I said.
You're not going to bar nothing. You're not going to bar it. You are not going to bar it.
John, come here. Did you tell me you didn't want this hold barred?
Leave the hold. You can have the hold. I don't want you to have any excuse.
He says he doesn't want the hold barred.
How can you bar something that is legal? Above the belt, in the vicinity of the heart. What is illegal about here? Because this is where I hit. Right here. What is illegal? It's above the waist. Legal. Right here. There's nothing to lay about.
John? John?
You know, it works. It works. Did you see that heart punch? He's going to do this. Me harm. Look at him right now.
Really
Look at him. It's beautiful.
We're liable to have next week's match right here, right now. All right, John, suppose we just call that off for now. You just take it easy. Promise no more walloping.
No more. I'm sorry this happened on your interview. But I just couldn't resist. I wanted to see if it would work. And it did.
And it did, and it will.
It will.
How long you been coming?
Me? About, we've been coming down here about 50 years.
How come you come?
Just have a place to go. Like to meet different people. Get the news of the world, country. Pretty good place to come when you got that they keep them death traps out.
Death traps?
Yeah.
What death traps?
I like that heart crusher and them.
You think that crusher's heart blow is really dangerous then, huh?
Yes, it is. I know.
How do you know?
Huh? I've been hit myself.
By the crusher?
No, not by him. Another. But I guess it'll come out and wash.
That's right.
What do you say?